I think there's been some confusion about the Minniehaha cake. So let's see if we can clear a few things up. First of all, where did the name Minniehaha come from?
Well, I've never heard where it came from. It's an Indian name, and somebody must have liked it and assigned it to the cake.
But how could an Indian, because it's from Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken, and how could that have come all the way down here to Delaware?
Well, all I know about the cake is, the origins of it is that my grandfather said a woman named Mrs. Cullen brought the first Minniehaha cake to Bowers Beach. And he was there, I suppose he was a teenager at the time, and he and his brothers and some other boys used to camp there. And I'm not really sure if it was when they were camping there that Mrs. Cullen came and brought this cake. I think it was.
Now, where did she come from?
Well, she was from here in Kent County. I think she lived down in Jones's Neck.
But she brought the first Minniehaha cake to Bowers Beach?
Well, that's what he said. And that he had a slice, or
So wait a minute. So it was all the way from Camden to Bowers Beach. So that's how far the Minniehaha traveled.
No, I said I think she lived down in Jones's Neck.
Oh, okay.
So that's not that far from Bowers Beach. Jones's Neck is down below the air base. Nobody around here now knows what Jones's Neck is, but it's still there.
What if it's high quality people? They might know.
Yes, people that know Delaware history.
Okay, so let's get back to this Minniehaha then. So this woman, did she make the first Minniehaha
Well, that's
cake?
my understanding.
Okay, but then now what was it about your grandfather? He had a slice of that very first
He
cake?
said he had some of the first Minniehaha cake. Now, I don't know whether he meant that was the very first Minniehaha cake ever made, or it was the first one he was acquainted with or got, saw one.
So it sounds like it was a life-changing event for him. And I guess it was for you too, since you've had one every birthday.
Well, I guess, and I know that my grandfather's sister, Maggie, or Aunt Margaret, always made one for my grandfather for his birthday until my grandmother and my mother decided they would make one for his birthday, and then Aunt Maggie never made any more Minniehaha cakes for her brother.
Now, oh my goodness. Now, you did want to mention something about birthdays that you forgot in the last video.
Oh, well, yes. The reason I always wanted candles on the cakes were that we only had cake when I was young, up until I was about 4 years old, I guess. We only had cake when it was someone's birthday, because sugar was rationed during the Second World War, and it was hard to get enough sugar to make a cake, or you used the sugar you had for other purposes. So therefore, I only saw cakes at birthday times, and they had candles on them. So when the war was over and we had cake, I thought it had to have candles on it.
So was that a nightly ritual for you to have your cake with candles?
No. We didn't have cake every day.
Oh, okay.
No, but we had cake pretty often. And my grandfather always sat in a chair in the kitchen, and my mother would dump the ingredients in the bowl, and he would stir it up and beat the batter.
But now you mentioned in the last video that you started making cakes at a very young age.
Oh, I guess I was probably 10 or 12 years old when I first started making cakes and cooking.
So was there a particular kind other than Minniehaha that
Yeah, well, it'd make a 1, 2, 3, 4 cake. I guess that, and I don't know exactly when I made the first Minniehaha cake, but sometime in my teens probably.
Now back to birthdays for a moment. Do you normally like to make an announcement when it's your birthday?
Well, I try to be a little more discreet and not be so vociferous about it.
But you really do like to make an announcement.
No.
So nowadays, for example, when you go out on your daily, when you go out into the metropolis of Dover, Delaware, to such places as Spence's Bazaar, do you like to announce to everyone that it's your birthday?
No, I'm a little more reserved than that now.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's too bad. They might have made you a Minniehaha cake there if you had let them know.
Oh, the Amish probably don't know much about Minniehaha cakes.
Well, you should school them on that because it
Yes.
sounds like such an important discovery.
Well, it's a good cake. Now, Mrs. Slaughter, our neighbor in Woodside, also made Minniehaha sometimes, but she generally would just put the whole egg in. She didn't separate the whites, and so it was not a white batter.
Now, does that change the consistency at all?
Oh, probably a little bit, but not noticeably.
Oh, so there's not much sense in separating
Well,
eggs.
you know, I don't know. Somebody had this notion they wanted a white cake, I guess, and then you have all these yolks left, yolks, and Mother is going to use them
I
in
already did.
in the crab we had for dinner.
Oh my goodness!
Today.
You don't
Tonight.
want to waste anything, do you?
Of course not.
You can make a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, you could make pudding or something with the yolks, too.
I see. Well, thank you very much for that addendum. I'm
Yeah,
sure your audience really appreciates the
Well,
history that, as you know it, of the Minniehaha.
It's nice to clarify that.
Yes.
Yes.